Imagine walking through a serene garden where every flower, tree, and stone acknowledges your presence. The birds sing in harmony with your steps. The wind embraces you gently, and even the river murmurs a melody in your honor. Then one day, as you return to this garden, everything is silent. The birds have ceased their songs. The trees no longer sway and welcome, and even the river flows as if you no longer exist. This is how it feels when people suddenly start ignoring you. One moment, they are warm and present. The next, they vanish into silence, leaving behind an unanswered question. Why? Many believe that being ignored is an act of cruelty, an intentional punishment inflicted upon them. But Zen and Buddhist teachings reveal a deeper truth. Ignorance is not about you, it is about them. Their silence is a mirror reflecting their internal struggles, emotional turbulence, and attachments. Buddhism teaches that human interactions are governed by attachment and aversion. What is liked brings suffering. What is disliked brings suffering. Liberation is neither attachment nor aversion, but the middle path. People attach themselves to you when they seek comfort, validation, or fulfillment of their desires. When their needs or emotions shift, detachment follows, often in the form of silence. Zen wisdom reminds us that everything is impermanent, including relationships. The moment we cling to the idea that someone must always acknowledge us, we set ourselves up for suffering. The Forgotten Monk. There was once a wise monk who lived in a temple atop a mountain. People from all walks of life came to seek his wisdom. He listened to their troubles, offered guidance, and spoke words that lifted the burdens of many. His presence was like a lantern in the darkness. One day, a young man arrived at the temple, troubled by the silence of his closest friends. He knelt before the monk and said, "Master, people who once cared for me have suddenly begun to ignore me. I do not know what I've done wrong. I feel invisible, discarded. Why is this happening?" The monk listened and, instead of answering immediately, gestured for the young man to follow him. They walked down the mountain path until they reached a vast lotus pond. The monk pointed to the water and said, "Observe the lotus flowers. Some are blooming in the sunlight, while others have sunk beneath the water. What do you see?" The young man replied, "Some flowers are open and beautiful, while others are hidden beneath the surface. But I do not understand what this has to do with my question." The monk smiled. "People are like these lotus flowers. Some are in a phase of blooming, seeking light, seeking connections. Others are in a phase of retreat, sinking into their own thoughts, desires, or struggles. Their silence is not about you, it is about the phase they are in." As they sat by the pond, the monk explained further. There are three main reasons why people suddenly start ignoring you. Their needs have changed. Just as seasons change, so do people's needs. Some seek you when they need warmth, guidance, or companionship. But when their needs shift, so does their attention. People come into your life not because of who you are, but because of what they seek at that moment. They are overwhelmed with their own suffering. A drowning person cannot hear your call for attention. Sometimes people ignore you, not because they dislike you, but because they are lost in their own pain, fears, or struggles. They retreat into silence, not knowing how to express their inner chaos. They are teaching you detachment without realizing it. Silence is a great teacher. It teaches you who you are without the validation of others. People ignoring you may be an unconscious lesson from the universe, reminding you not to depend on external approval. "What should you do when people ignore you?" The young man asked. "Master, if people suddenly ignore me, what should I do?" The monk smiled and replied, "Three things: accept, observe, and release." Accept. Do not resist what is. If someone is ignoring you, accept it with grace. Resistance only creates suffering. Instead of asking, "Why are they ignoring me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Acceptance is the first step to peace. Observe. Be like the still pond. Observe their actions but do not react. Watch without judgment, without assuming the worst. People's silence is not always about you. Release, let go of attachment to being acknowledged. A flower does not bloom to be admired. It blooms because that is its nature. Release the need for validation, and you will find freedom. A real-life story of silence. A young woman named May worked tirelessly to support her friends, offering them her time, energy, and wisdom. But one day, as she faced her own struggles, she noticed that the people she had always helped no longer reached out. Calls went unanswered, messages remained unseen. At first, she felt abandoned, questioning if she had done something wrong. Seeking guidance, she visited a Zen master who told her, "Just as the tide moves in and out, so do people. Some come to the shore when they need the ocean, but when they are satisfied, they return to their own world. Their absence does not diminish the ocean's worth. You, like the ocean, must continue to be, whether people come or go." This realization transformed May's perspective. She stopped seeking external validation and instead focused on cultivating inner peace. Eventually, some of her friends returned, but May no longer depended on their presence to feel whole. The strength of the lotus. At the end of the story, the monk pointed to the lotus flower and said, "The lotus blooms regardless of who is watching." This is the essence of spiritual strength. You must bloom not for attention, not for approval, but simply because blooming is your nature. If people ignore you, it does not diminish your worth. It is merely a shift in the tides of human relationships. Your task is not to chase those who drift away, but to remain firm in your own presence, like the lotus in the pond, rooted, strong, and undisturbed by the ripples around it. Let go, observe, be at peace. Closing message. Thank you for watching. If you found this wisdom meaningful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.